Hey, everybody. This is AJ. Welcome to Street Notes and Commentary. Got a lot to talk about today. In the meantime, enjoy the music, and I'll be right back. All right. How's your life going? I hope that you're doing lovely out there. So today we're going to talk about good things. Before I do that, I would like to talk about LCSA. This podcast, this episode of this podcast is brought to you by LCSA, Life and Community Solutions Association. Okay. Changing and filling the void is what they do, adding to your life, making it much better than it's ever been. If you trust them, if you believe that they can do what they say they can do, you can find yourself in a better position than what you were in just yesterday. So I do want to give thanks to LCSA Life and Community Solutions. If you want to check them out, please check them out over there on Life and Community Solution Association.org. Check them out over there on their website. Purchase a t-shirt, a cup, or something to show your support. Now, you may be asking, what is it that they do? Life and Community Solutions Association is a nonprofit organization. Their goals and objectives is to help the most vulnerable people in our communities. They want to be able to offer emergency care in the areas of utilities, prescriptions, and food. So if you want to be a part of that conversation, and if you want to be a part of bridging the gaps that is happening in our community today, you definitely want to support LCSA. All right, without further ado, I'll be right back with my topic. Please, in the meantime, everybody, enjoy. Let me see what we can find here for some more music for you to enjoy until I return. Let's listen to some more meditation music, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning, this early morning here on Street Notes and Commentary. There's quite a few things that I want to talk about as regards to what's happening in America right now, and what should we do about it? What is it that we need to do about it to bring about a change or a difference in somebody else's life? It's getting rather difficult, and there's a reason why things are getting difficult for us right now. There's a reason why things are getting difficult. Let me say it again. There's a reason why things are getting difficult for us right now. The reason things are getting difficult for us because we have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten the importance of life, how life is valued. There is no price that you can put on life. I don't care what you say, what you do. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what big house you live in, the car you drive, the clothes you wear. I don't care anything about that because once you're gone, you're gone. And we cannot think like them. We cannot believe like they believe that life doesn't matter. It takes a cruel and an evil individual to some degree to seek out to bring pain upon the innocents, children, men and women who are going about their business, working every single day. In other words, they're trying to do the right thing. It takes somebody special, and I don't mean in a good way, to go after people that way. But these are the times that we're living in. And one thing we have to understand is that people are mimicking someone that they should be ashamed to mimic. People are literally becoming the embodiment of evil. Evil thoughts, evil imaginations, and evil deeds. People have begun to live a life that is totally opposite from what they speak from their mouths as they talk about their faith. And I've covered this a lot as regards to people in their faith. Because if you ever wonder why people are moving away from religion or any forms of faith, except that they have chosen on their own, the reason is because of the propaganda, the misinformation, the lies, and the hypocrisy. You have people creeping, pretending to be something that they're not, entertaining an activity that they condemn, judging folks that they wish to be, and living a life where they can never ever truly mentally and emotionally be free because they are bound to principles that they pretend to exist, when in fact they don't exist at all. It is just the images, the alternate reality, the fantasy, the distraction, because they know that there are people in this country who are weak mentally and emotionally because of hate. I talk a lot about hate because that's the environment that we're living in today. I very rarely hear people talk about love anymore, let alone unconditional love. Self-health is very important. How you are mentally and emotionally is very important, especially during these times. It's important that you know who you are. It's important that you know where you're going, what is valuable to you. What are those things that you value? You should always value life. Because as we often say, you only get one life. The other one is not guaranteed. Could it be a myth or a fantasy? We don't know. But we know this life because yet we breathe, yet we live. And we do know that there's something greater than ourselves every time we walk outside our door and we look around us. We see that there's something greater than ourselves. But we also realize that not everybody is the same. We also realize that there's good and evil in this world. And right now, evil is reigning. But the question is, how did evil people get so much power? How did it happen? It happened because of the misinformed, the uneducated, and those who chose not to use their birthright of having common sense. It don't take a rocket science or someone with great intelligence or an education to have common sense to know the difference between good and evil, to know the difference between right and wrong. That should be a natural trait. It comes naturally because we were just born that way. And I know religion says that the only way you can be free from sin and the only way you can know the truth and the only way you can know good and evil is you got to be saved and you got to be this, that, or the other. That's what religion teach. Religion adds to the things that you already know. It gives you more insight to what you already know. One thing every man is born with, if nothing else, they know what's right and wrong. They know what's good and evil. It's really about which one are you going to choose. That's really what religion is about. That is really what faith is about. It's about how do you want to live your life as it relates to the things that are good and the things that are evil. Which side are you on? Which battle are you choosing to fight? Who are you trusting with your spiritual life is the question. And how do you know that you have a spiritual life? Because spirituality represents goodness, represents forgiveness. It represents all those things that make people better human beings. A smile represents spirituality. A good thought or lovely imagination represents goodness. No seeking out ways to hurt other people represents goodness. Anybody in this world can be good if they choose to do so. There are exceptions to the rule, though. There are some individuals, what I would call special needs, or individuals who have other birth imperfections that causes problems in their lives, where they can't think for themselves, live for themselves, speak for themselves. And then there are some folks who just outright selfish in every way possible. I know the word narcissist has been spread abroad through, all over the country here lately. But there's also people with social path issues, emotional, mental issues. Those are people that really have no control over who they are. And unfortunately, those that know better have chosen these individuals to be in power. People who are not well connected mentally and emotionally. Let's call it out for what it is. I don't have to call names because there's so many people in power right now that is like that. I don't even have to call their names. And what it represents is individuals that have chosen evil, have chosen to do bad by everybody else, have chosen to hurt innocent people, have chosen to lock up folks, have chosen to threaten individuals that they might gain more power and money. You got to be an evil person to know that you don't have long to live, but yet you want to take a lot of people out before you go. That's not a good person. That's an evil person. They're so angry that their health is declining to the point they've gotten to this level of, I don't give a damn. Let me just take them all out. Let me just do whatever I can while I'm here. I'm going to take this power and I'm going to use it in the worst way I can just to hurt other people. And then somebody's standing in the background saying, I can't wait till you go so I can take the seat and take your position and become that. That's where we are right now. These are the people that we have in power and in control. Celebrating taking healthcare away from folks. They're celebrating shipping people out of this country, that they're celebrating the pain that other people are going to have when they're not going to feel it because they're millionaires or they're wealthy, being paid by the taxpayers that they seek to hurt. And they're celebrating all of that. But they're celebrating because some folks, out of their hate, decided to put them in power. For various reasons, Some they voted for because of the color of their skin. Some they voted for because of the rhetoric, the things that they speak. Some that they voted for because they, sounded good and religious, have different types of religious connections. Some voted for these individuals because they allowed them or were okay with them raising their specific flags that represents their hate and racism. And they ordained it and embraced it and celebrated it. And so they chose these individuals to be in power. These are the things that consistently happens on a regular basis. I want you to think about it because the only thing I'm offering you is food for thought this morning. So I want you to think about this food for thought. You've been listening to Street Notes and Commentary with AJ. I just want to tell you, your life matter. And if you believe your life matter, behave like it. Until we meet again, you take care of yourself. Again, this is AJ and Street Notes and Commentary.